Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for October 15, 2021. You definitely can tell we are getting closer to Christmas because every week I feel like these showings are getting bigger and bigger. And it was getting to the point a month ago where it was like, my God, let's see if I can get this video to go 5 minutes because there's like 9 records to show you guys. But this is a big release. And why is this a big release? Well, because there's a new Beatles release, and anytime there's a Beatle release in the last 60, 50 years, that's been a big deal for record stores. The new Giles Martin remix, if there was ever an album that needed a remix, it was probably this. I never cared for what Phil Spector did on the original. Comes in all different ways. I don't have the deluxe box set or the deluxe CD box set to show you. I'm not going to get it for a few more hours. Unfortunately, you're going to just have to take my word for it. I'll show it to you guys next week. But I've got the CD. I've got the deluxe CD. I've got the standard vinyl single disc, and there's a picture disc. I'll show you in a minute. But I put the little stand-up because this is kind of cool for me. As a record store owner, I'm not... The old days where people, record stores got all this cool promo merchandise, that doesn't exist anymore. There's not cool promo merchandise anymore. It's not like the 60s and 70s and 80s. Stores don't get this kind of stuff anymore. So as somebody who's dealt a lot in Beatles collectibles, I've bought in dozens of collections that have old cool store promos from years past. And it's exciting as a record store to actually have my own promo piece for the store. But how cool is that? It's nothing, it's basic, but nonetheless, it's cool. It's the Beatles. It says the Beatles on the bottom. It's got a spot for CDs and vinyl records on the bottom. I got to put it in an area that's a little reinforced because it could topple at any moment. But yeah, very cool. As far as pre-orders go, there is a David Bowie unreleased album coming out called Toy. I talked to you guys about the box set last week that had the Toy unreleased album in it. This particular version comes out a month early. It's a 10-inch box set. There's 3 unreleased versions of it, but it's kind of cool. As an unreleased album goes, there were some raw files that were leaked, maybe MP3s, maybe about 10 years ago, not the best quality. But this is going to have the full-blown versions, 3 different versions of the album. That comes out January 7th, so you're going to get it a little early if you get this box set versus the big box that covers the 90s and the 90s and early O's. I talked to you guys about it last week. Okay, some of the coolest news to come out on pre-order. That's not jazz related because there's not a lot of great jazz titles coming out nowadays. So that's kind of something I can talk to you about every single week. That's cool. But this, we knew was coming. Marvin Gaye, What's Going On? There is a analog version of this coming. And the reason I knew this was coming is maybe 6-8 months ago, Joe Harley, the guy responsible for the Tone Poet series with Blue Note, his Twitter account, he made mention, showed a photograph of the original master tape for What's Going On, Marvin Gaye's What's Going On. Showed it, talked about how he was there when Kevin cut it. He was blown away on the sound quality. And it pretty much showed that the tape was with Kevin Gray getting done. Had no clue what it was getting done for. That's all we knew. We knew Kevin had it. We knew the tape was being remastered with Kevin. For what? We don't know. Here we go 6, 7, 8 months later. There's an anniversary edition announced. The anniversary edition is a double disc, but the little blurb on it, and this is kind of weird. Now, if it hadn't been for that Joe Harley photograph and little description of what was going on, I'd think to myself, there's a little weird wording, but listen to this. Let's see. Premium vinyl release features direct-to-analog master. Now that's maybe a new term they're using for cut directly from the analog tape. Features direct-to-analog mastering from the original primary album tape. What is that? The original master tape maybe? I don't know. We're getting a little wordy nowadays. By acclaimed engineer Kevin Gray. One of the first times this has been done since 1971. Yeah, so there's a bonus LP on it as well that has, let's see, rare cuts, singles, B-sides. This is going to be a pretty solid package. Right now the go-to for that album is the one-step, the Mobile Fidelity one-step. probably going for $400 these days. So this is like 30 some odd dollars. So for most people, this is going to be just a no-brainer. If you have the one step, this is probably still going to be a no-brainer because it's a 33 RPM disc. And I don't know about you, but if you go all out and you have those 45 RPM discs, I like having a good solid analog 33 if I can as well, because sometimes you want to listen to the album, but you don't necessarily want to sit down and flip records every 8 minutes. I might be in the minority there, but I would think it goes both ways. If you want to hear the album the best it could possibly sound, you do whatever you got, reel to reel, 45 RPM, you listen to the best. But sometimes you want it to sound good and you just want to listen to it, and that's why the 33 is solid. But this looks awesome. I'm super, super stoked about this. We don't get enough analog R&B records, and we definitely don't get them of this caliber, because this is probably the greatest R&B record of all time, truth be told. It's definitely one of the top 10 greatest albums of all time. I don't care what anybody says, it is. And probably definitely the best R&B album of all time. So looking forward to that. All right. I showed you guys a couple of Beatles CDs. I will show you, just to get you an up close. That's the standard. It comes in like that cardboard case now. Seems to be the way all CD companies are doing it. That's the deluxe version. You can see there's like a little book stuffed in there. This is going to be Let It Be the album. Disc 2 is the outtake highlights. New SACD from Kenny Dorham. This is Matador. This is from Impex Records, one of my absolute favorite labels. SACD. No vinyl. I wish they did a vinyl reissue. I don't do a lot with new CDs, but I figured I would on this one. This is Phineas, his latest album on CD. This is the indie exclusive, and every one of these is autographed. Phineas is Billie Eilish's brother, responsible for a lot of her output. Her collaborator. But it's cheap, it's autographed, pretty cool. All right. Showed you guys a couple of weeks ago, there was a foil version of this. This is the Record Store Day Essential version of Charlie Brown's Christmas, Vince Guaraldi Trio. Buy this now if you want this album, because the metallics are pretty much all sold out everywhere, and this will not last either. This is quite cool because I'll explain to you this series, but if you could see it there, it's even the foot. This is a peppermint vinyl, so it's white with red splatters, kind of to look like, a candy cane. This is Record Store Day Essential #1. They have this little obi on it. So Record Store Day Essential, and I should have talked about this a little more. I'm really super stoked with this series. This is releases that come out all year long, but they're exclusive to record stores, just like the RSD stuff is. But I like it because rather than having everything come out one time, once a year, twice a year, if you count Black Friday, they're going to stagger some releases throughout the year. And then kind of talk about that right here. We could think of no better album to be RSD Essential #1. They are #2, so this is kind of like collectible as a series. So no word on, I'm guessing they're probably all using the same mastering that's going around right now. But definitely a cool version, no doubt. These are going to be extremely popular. Rocktober, once a year, Rhino does these one and done releases. I think these are, maybe these aren't Rhino reissues. I could have swore these were part of Rocktober, but there's another series out called the Brick and Mortar Exclusives. I think another label is doing that, but these fall into one of those categories. Echo and the Bunnymen, Heaven Up There. This looks really well done. It's got that textured gloss cover. You can probably see it there. They're reasonable. $20 records are tough to find these days. And this record, you just don't find anymore. If you're an Echo and the Bunnymen fan, originals of this are like pumping towards $40, $50. They're never in the store. If I ever get a copy, it's sold in a minute. And the copy, the standard represses haven't been available for years. So Echo and the Bunnymen, Heaven Up There. We've got Ocean Rain. And we've got Porcupine. Now, on the back there, it just says Warner Music UK Limited, made in the EU. Thinking these are those brick and mortar exclusives. They're not Rocktober titles, because those have stickers. And I'll show you one in a minute so you can see the difference. This should be a pretty good album. I love Norah Jones. She's done a Christmas album. I Dream of Christmas. 9, let's see. It's kind of cool too because it's not just a, a lot of Christmas albums by a lot of artists are really just seasonal cash grabs. This is quite cool because this has some standards on it and it also has some originals. So this should be quite good. Again, I've told you guys the last couple of weeks, and you probably have noticed if I've talked about a Christmas album, get it now. They don't last. I show them, they sell out. Theoretically, you would say, okay, well, I'll get it the next time it's available. Well, they have to be repressed. Right now, it takes forever to press anything. So there is no repress coming on these titles for the most part. And if it wasn't coming for this Christmas anyways. So, yeah. Here is an up close of the single disc Beatles, Let It Be. Here is a picture disc. Now these I want to say are indie store exclusives as well. These are not going to be available everywhere. The picture disc is going to be quite a bit harder to find. If I'm not mistaken, they did Abbey Road, they did Sgt. Pepper. I think they did around 10,000 of these things for Abbey Road. So they were 10,000, one and done. 10,000 sounds like a lot. 10,000 for the Beatles, that ain't nothing. I don't know the number they did on this, but I'll tell you what, once the picture disc for Abbey Road and Sgt. Pepper sold out, I never was able to get that again. And this is kind of cool because those have actually been done in the past as picture discs. Pretty sure Let It Be has never had an official picture disc release. Definitely not in the United States. But that is the picture disc version. And like I said, there's a deluxe 5 CD, I think it's 5 CD box, and there's a deluxe LP box set. Picture I'm showing them to you here because I actually don't have them to show you. Be a few hours. Listen to this twice today. It's got the iconic memo from Turner on it with Ry Cooder on slide. I really dig the version that's on Metamorphosis as well, but everyone says this is the greatest version of it ever. I don't know. They're both different. I love them both, but this is nice. This is a Rocktober title. It's got the Rocktober sticker on it. Really well done. It's on yellow vinyl. It's a real quality tip-on jacket. Real nicely done. But yeah. Rocktober, Mick Jagger. Performance. Good soundtrack. The movie, not so much. But yeah. The Vapors, Magnets. Reissued on vinyl for the first time. Something that is probably quite needed because I can't tell you the last time this album has come in. Julia Bardot. Let's see. Thank you for buying vinyl. Wichita Recordings would like to thank you for buying vinyl. Yeah, me too. But yeah, that's nice. It's got a special sticker on the back, so this might be an indie store exclusive because there's a barcode sticker over the cardboard barcode. Nick Lowe, boy, they're repressing everything now, guys. Nick Lowe, this is pink vinyl. That's kind of cool. Yeah, this combines the UK and US track listing plus bonus track. That's kind of cool. Track list is on a sticker on the shrink in the back. Kids Bop, 20th birthday edition. My wife drove me absolutely bananas with these things when the kids were growing up. I just had to hear them all the time. It was infuriating, but yeah, here we go. Hopefully she's not getting any ideas that she wants to buy this. But I think this is on like a splatter wax. Livin' La Vida Loca. Bye, bye, bye. Oops, I did it again. This is just 1996, 7, 8, 9, all over it. Andrew W.K. God is partying. That God unsoiled his pants. That's that's a cool cover. I'm gonna have to listen to this. That guy is he's having a bad day. Got a bottle of vodka. He soiled himself. There's blood on his leg. There's a needle next to him. And I'm guessing maybe he looks dead there? I don't know. All right. This is the Rocktober restock. I didn't get my entire order in of this POD title last week, so it sold out real quick. A lot of you guys went online to buy it. It wasn't there. I got the last of the order in this week. So normally I don't show you restocks, but this is a title that I didn't get nearly enough of the first time around. Bob Dylan, Springtime in New York. This is Bootleg Series Volume 16. This was a pretty well-reviewed title. People were looking for it, but I'm guessing this is part of maybe a repress they did. Another really exclusive title that was really heavily allocated. Mac Miller's. This is the tricolor indie exclusive of Faces. With, yeah, my order was heavily cut back on this. Zena Rubinos, Una Rosa. Destroy Boys, Open Mouth, Open Heart. Tommy Castro, A Bluesman Comes to Town. All right, we got a couple. King Gizzard and the Wizard Lizard. This is live, an NLA 19 limited black vinyl. And we've got a Live in Paris, also from 2019. Ah, back in the day, 2019, you could go to concerts. Didn't think you were going to have to die from taking a breath. It was a different time back in 2019. But you'll notice I'm seeing a lot of concerts, 18, 19, 17, in that area coming out these days. Tony Bennett's Christmas album, remixed and remastered. Tony's original holiday artwork. Snowfall. Autograph, Turn Up the Radio, the anthology. This is on blue vinyl. I don't know, if it was me, I think they should have released these maybe autographed. That would have been kind of a cool feature. I ordered this thing like almost a year ago. The Mail Must Get Through by The Cult. I absolutely love this record. This is a record, I have an original of. It came in 2 covers. The man riding the horse, and then there was the much better cover, which was the half-naked chick holding the mail. I have that version. But this is a Las Vegas soul record, funk, heavy funk. Came out in the 70s, 76. I read this, they don't know much about the record. It came out, it was a Vegas label, put it out. Don't know much about the people in it. It was recorded in Hollywood. But if you're a funk fan, man, you're going to love this. If you're into like really obscure, heavy funk, you're going to be already familiar with this album. But I don't think it's ever officially gotten a reissue. I'm thinking this is the first one. I wish they did the other cover, but they didn't. Killer album. I don't know if you could check it out online, but yeah. That's cool because I play it a lot in the store. I don't actually bring my copy in, but I've digitized some of my more rarer records that I like to play more frequently, and I play the file in the store. And every time I play it, people are always like, oh man, this is awesome. Where do I get this? You know, people don't like to hear the answer, but you don't. Slade, Old New Borrowed in Blue. This is on... Well, it shows a picture of a blue and red vinyl record there, but oh yeah, limited edition splatter vinyl. I'm going to assume that's the splatter variation. Run Out Groove, Mingus at Carnegie Hall. This is the deluxe edition. Run Out Groove is a very unique label in the fact that everything they do is made to order. If they get orders for 5,000 of these things and 5,427, that's how many they make. They make the initial run and then they never make them again. It's a one and done deal. What they make is it. That's it. You typically get it now or you don't get it at all. Dream Theater. Limited transparent turquoise vinyl. Images and Words. Live at Japan 2017. Speaking of the devil. All right, Big Country, the Buffalo Skinners. This is pressed on 180 gram vinyl. Lucinda Williams. A Special Evening with Dionne Warwick. Limited edition silver vinyl. Another Lucinda Williams. Funny how time slips away. A night of 60s country classics. In Studio Concert Series Volume 4. This is a Judas Priest. Let's see, this is a Judas Priest. Kind of, I thought this was a greatest hits. 50 years of heavy metal music. 16 tracks spanning the band's career, including 7 previously unreleased live cuts. This is on red vinyl. Yeah, 180 gram red vinyl. All right, this is a reissue of Duran Duran, Thanksgiving Live. The Ultra Chrome Latex and Steel Tour. This is on 1 silver record and 1 translucent vinyl record. This is 1 pressing, 1,000 copies worldwide on the hype sticker. All right, and just in time for Halloween, Halloween Kills, the original motion picture soundtrack composed by John Carpenter and a few other guys, but mainly John Carpenter. This is on orange vinyl. So, nice. Couple of box sets. First one is Yes, limited edition. I feel like we had a Yes box set last week. All right, this is the latest studio album from Yes, but this is the way the album, I think, pretty much came out. They only made 5,000 of these things, but this thing's got everything. Double LP, CD, Blu-ray, slip mat, metal pin, 36-page bound book, poster, and a hand number certificate of authenticity, and these are number 2, 5,000 copies. So we're not going to see very many of these for long. This is kind of cool, and not a lot of money. This is a Coven box set. Let's see. 1, 2, 3. So what is this? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5 albums and a 48-page booklet. This is another one of these box sets that came out without. This shrink wrap is actually, I put this on so it didn't get damaged while I showed it to you guys, our fingerprints on it. But this actually came like this. So when you get this, you are not going to get a sealed box set. That seems to be the new thing. They take these box sets, they don't bother shrink wrapping them. They throw them in a, it comes in a master generic brown box, and they get shipped out to you, shipped out to me, and then subsequently they sit on the shelf, but they sit on the shelf unshrunk wrap. They kind of look used. I wish they'd stop doing that. It's very easy to shrink wrap something nowadays. But they didn't do it in the beginning of vinyl up till the mid-60s before they started shrink wrapping records, but why they would stop doing that now, I have no clue. But yeah, that's it for this week's new arrivals, guys. Check us out online, www.theingroove.com. Until next time.